The discus lariat.
The huge suplex.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Thoughts Count Anywhere edition number 200 being celebrated today. I'm Aaron Phillips. I got Chief. We even have the historian came out of hiding, and of course the great Matt Mullen on the far end. Gentlemen, 200. Can you believe it? In less than 4 years.
I'm getting older.
Yeah. Well,
hey,
some things you can't manage.
You know, what can I say?
How are you? Real quickly. We have a guest on the line already. They're lining up.
I'm great.
They're
I was up early.
Up. You were up early. You were good. You ready to go?
Let's roll it.
Historian, welcome back.
Roll
also,
it.
before we get started, first of all, let's bring in our guest today. Our guest number one to help us celebrate. He is none other from Impact Wrestling. He is Speedball Mike Bailey. Mr. Speedball, thank you very much. And by the way, thank you to Ross out there from Impact for helping us celebrate by having Speedball on. Later on, we have another guest coming on, so thank you, Ross. Mike, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me. I am doing fantastic. Congratulations, by the way, on your 200th episode. That is absolutely amazing that you guys have lasted this long. Congratulations.
Especially together.
Exactly. If you knew us totally, you'd know that's really not a far-off statement. So it looks like, where are you today? Are you traveling somewhere? Because it looks like maybe you're in a hotel.
I am in a hotel. I am in Detroit right now. I did a show for GCW at Harpo's yesterday.
Okay.
And the good news is that I did not cut my feet from the glass from the death matches that happened before my match.
Oh,
so
God.
I didn't win my match, but that's still a win for me.
There you go. Yeah, well, it's a double win. No cuts and a win in the match. So it's a win-win, right? Your typical
right.
win-win.
Well, no, I didn't win the match. Sorry.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you said you did. I apologize.
No, yeah, that's all right. I appreciate your trust in me, though.
You're a winner anyway.
That's right, John. That's our producer yelling from the background because his meds have worn off. But anyway, Matt, take it away. Let's get started.
Speaking of anniversaries, we're celebrating our 200th episode, but Impact is about to celebrate its 1000th episode. If they bring back any kind of legends for Impact, which they've already announced a couple, if you could face any former Impact wrestler on that show, who would it be?
So for me, when I started watching Impact, the guy that I agreed to, I was the smallest of 4 children, and I did Taekwondo. So Amazing Red really always stuck out for me. And even though his appearances in Impact were, in different parts, he really stood out as a big part of the X division for me. And that's one that's possible. Of course, the one that's impossible, but would be everyone's favorite, is AJ Styles.
Yeah.
That makes sense. The phenomenal
Definitely.
one. Mm-hmm. Right on, right? Go ahead, Chief.
Mike, I'd like to see you have a match with TJP.
TJP and I did have a match recently for New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of Super Juniors, and it was fantastic. And I think it would be amazing to get to run that back to Impact Wrestling.
Mr. Historian.
What made you choose Impact Wrestling?
No pressure with Ross listening, by the way.
You guys are familiar with the story of how I signed with Impact, and it was at a Destiny show in Toronto in Canada where I wrestled Josh Alexander, and Scott D'Amore had said, if you win this match, I'll offer you an Impact contract. And I didn't win the match, unfortunately. No pressure. There was a lot of pressure. I didn't win the match. I couldn't beat Josh Alexander, which is a history that's repeated itself. But just Josh is someone that I've known for a very, very long time, and I've always looked at him as really the spearhead of Canadian wrestling. And seeing what an Impact and what he's accomplished, and the kind of career that Impact has allowed him to have, and to show that he's one of the best wrestlers in the world on a consistent basis, is a huge part of what made me choose Impact. That, and just the history of the X division, and the way that weight limits don't really matter at Impact, and it's about style and effort and just putting on the best goddamn matches you can.
Absolutely. We've had the pleasure of chatting with Josh a couple of times here on the show. And yeah, he can bring it, dare I say, within the ring for sure. I want to mention the last time you guys were here in Vegas, you wrestled Jonathan Gresham on a pay-per-view, which, if memory serves, was a pre-show match, if I'm not mistaken, which was interesting that such a great match ended up being on the pre-show. As far as I was concerned, it was the number one match of the night. You two just tore the house down. The speed, the impact of your moves, just your overall chemistry. Now you're teaming with them. Tell me what that's going to be like in the shift of being an opponent. Now you're working together. What's that like?
Well, I think the way we work so well as a team is based upon the fact that we are such good opponents, right? He and I believe, have incredibly specific styles. Like what he's really specialized himself and figured out what his strengths were and worked on them and really made that his whole thing. And I have done the same. And I think that the fact that he and I are both the best in the world at our specific styles, which are very different, is what makes it so exciting when we wrestle each other, but also what makes it work so well when we team together.
Right on. Guys.
Mike, quick question. I like to find out a little bit of history. Who were your trainers coming up in pro wrestling?
So this is a difficult question. Not like emotionally difficult, just kind of hard to answer. So the person I credit for being my first professional wrestling trainer, right? The person that broke me into professional wrestling was a guy from Quebec called Fred La Merveille, which means Fred the Wonderful. And he is not very well known, did not do many matches outside of Quebec, but he did help a lot of people break into the wrestling business. I mean, he ran a promotion called MWF that hosted guys like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in their very, very early days. But for the most part, the people that I can credit directly for my success in pro wrestling is my Taekwondo coach, who literally taught me how to learn from when I was 12 years old at my Taekwondo school, which, believe it or not, was called Impact Taekwondo.
That wasn't foreshadowing. I don't know
Destiny,
what is.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. And my older brother, who started wrestling training 2 years before me because he was old enough and I wasn't. He started at the IWS school, and we had been, play wrestling for as long as we can remember. But once he started like training actual professional wrestling, he would show me the moves he learned at our Taekwondo school. We would practice them together. And that was really when I started doing proper professional wrestling, though it wasn't under, proper supervision, but it still worked out pretty well.
Can't argue with the results, that's for sure. Tom, go ahead, Matt.
With like your background in Taekwondo, did it make it easy to like pick up pro wrestling? Or make it easier actually, but
So yes, absolutely. The funny thing is when I did start Taekwondo, I was already a huge fan of wrestling and kind of knew I wanted to do that. And my initial thinking was, when I do start pro wrestling, this is going to really come in handy. And it absolutely did. But, there were times in my life when wrestling was, Taekwondo was more the focus than wrestling was, right? But really, I think anyone who wants to get into pro wrestling, just having a skill that you've mastered or already have gotten good at something, already kind of face that wall of, okay, I am terrible at whatever it is I'm trying to do. And then eventually, I realize that a couple of years have passed and I actually get good is an important lesson to learn, because when you start pro wrestling, the initial realization that, I am very bad at this and it's going to take me a lot of time to get good is absolutely brutal.
So with the upcoming Multiverse 92 coming up, who do you like to face in that show?
Well, my match has been announced. It is me and Hiromu Takahashi versus Trey Miguel and Leo Rush, which is an absolute insane match because you have 4 of the best junior heavyweights in the world. I've wrestled all 3 of them, and it's always been absolutely fantastic matches. So, I mean, this tag team match is going to be something.
It's going to be a banger.
You know, Mike. I always speak my mind, and I know,
No.
I know somebody's listening, but I'm gonna put it out there anyway. I think you deserve a title match against Leo Rush for the belt, and I hope that it happens sooner than later.
I hope so too. Though Kushida right now is next in line for an X Division title shot. But my goals in Impact haven't changed. It's still to hold both the X Division Championship and the World Championship at the same time. So that's what I'm going for. So, of course, I'm looking at Leo Rush right now. And he and I also had a match at Best of the Super Juniors that was absolutely mind-blowing. It is, in fact, on the Impact Plus. You can watch all my Best of the Super Juniors matches on there. But that one with Leo Rush was absolutely a standout from that whole tournament.
Not surprising. I was in such awe just seeing your skill set. I don't care if it's Trey Miguel or may he rest in peace Andre the Giant. I think you'd stand tall with just about anybody that would be facing you in the ring. I mean, it's just I was so in awe of his.
I'd get in the ring with him.
That one I don't want to see.
As long as I could use my kendo stick.
He'll still outrun you. You'd never catch him. I'm not worried about that. But anyway,
he would kick you like 5 times before you even realize what was going on.
It would be a world record for the world's
shortest shortest match.
Yeah.
See, I get no respect,
That's
Mike.
right.
No respect at all.
Matt, any other questions?
I'm sorry, man. I'm with you. I think we should have a match and see how it goes.
Man, don't feed into it, Speedball. Don't feed him. Oh my God, we'll never deal with the rest of the show now, John.
I'll film it.
Oh, that's right. We get free filming rights as long as Impact approves it. So.
With your time in the Indies and time in Canada, is there anybody out there that you're like, this guy should be an Impact or this girl should be an Impact with us?
Yes, there are in fact quite a few. So every time I get these questions, I kind of coil up because I know I'm gonna listen to this back and be like, man, I should have named such and such and such and such. But I have some names that are currently on the top of my list. One of them is Zach Patterson, who's been wrestling in Quebec for just about a year, and whenever we could during the pandemic, before we could do shows, we trained together, and he is absolutely tearing it up right now. He's very young. He's in fantastic shape, and he's going hard. TDT, Tabarnak, the team, is from Quebec. They are the best tag team in Canada right now, and they have been for a very, very long time. It's difficult for them to break into the United States, but they are absolutely world class. And then Chris Tara, who is currently one half of the IWS Tag Team Champions, who is a student from the IWS dojo as well, who I helped train and is absolutely going to be recognized as one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. It's just a matter of time.
Right on.
I'm looking all these people up right after this.
Yeah, right, exactly. We'll have to go back and watch it ourselves to see everybody that you named. Guys, anything else?
It'll be worth it.
All right.
I'm good.
I'll ask I always ask everybody the same last question, but since it's an Impact theme thing, we're going to go the Impact way. Who's your Mount Rushmore of Impact Wrestling?
Ooh, so that's a very difficult one. Okay, Kurt Angle has to be up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You can't have it without Kurt Angle. AJ Styles, for sure, the face of the X Division forever. I will put on Samoa Joe next to these three, as well as, so this might be controversial, but I think Sting should be up there.
Wow.
What do you guys think about that? So I think Sting has been iconic and did a lot for Impact Wrestling. And
to the show.
He had a great run there.
Yeah.
I can see him being on there, yeah.
Right, but not just Sting. I think specifically Joker Sting needs to be on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah, definitely Joker Sting. Yeah, definitely Joker Sting. Yeah.
There probably isn't a Mount Rushmore that Sting should not be on. He should be on just about everybody's Mount Rushmore because every place he's been, he's done something to help elevate that promotion when he's been there. So I think that's a great choice. All right, gentlemen, anything else before we let Mike go and get ready for the rest of his day?
No.
We're good?
Honestly, conjecture of your career, I think it's going to be those three and Speedball Mike Bailey on there.
There you go.
Sooner than later.
We'll revisit that question and get your face on the Mount Rushmore the next time we ask somebody else who should be on it. So, Mike, thank you so much for helping us kick off our 200th episode celebration. Best of luck to you. We are in your corner. We want you to get every piece of gold you can around your waist. We are there for you. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for having me. Can't wait to revisit the Mount Rushmore on your 400th episode.
There you go. We like it. Thank you,
We'll
Mike.
see you in Vegas.
Woo! I got goosebumps. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Ross, again. And we have
Thank
another
you, guys.
guest coming up at the top of the hour, number 2. And that'll be a local favorite. We know him very well. Deux, that's French for two.
Oh, I thought it was
Like
dude.
fondue?
I thought you were talking about
Fondue.
do.
No, that would be 22. Anyway,
22.
he is none other than Giselle Shaw's executive stylist and content creator himself. Mr. Jay Vidal will be joining us at the top of hour number 2. When we come back on the other side, we're getting into SummerSlam, our predictions, thoughts, comments. It is later on today. Don't go anywhere. TCA. We'll be right back.
Infinite Wellness, a woman-owned family clinic in the heart of Las Vegas, specializing in regenerative medicine. Our stem cell and exome therapies have helped patients avoid surgery, repair joint tears, improve CTE symptoms, become pain-free, and continue activities they have grown to love. Whether you need to begin your health journey, stay at your peak, break through a barrier, repair your body, turn back the signs of aging, or boost your beauty, Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and reach your potential.
D'Lo Brown. If you want to be part of one of the greatest podcasts on the world, Thoughts Count Anywhere, every Saturday, 9 to 11 Pacific. Now recognize that.
Hey, everybody. Aaron Philson. I'm standing with
Anthony Miller.
Hey, I have a quick question for you. What's the name of your favorite wrestling show?
Thought Counts Anywhere.
What a convenience. Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. If this guy watches it, better watch it also on Facebook.
This is your warlord of weird Sin Bodhi, and you are watching Thoughts Count Anywhere right here on Facebook, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. Pacific Coast time. Stay tuned. Do I look like I'm clowning around?
Buddy, I'm Aaron Phillips, and I am with the legend. And Sabu, you were telling me earlier about a special wrestling show that you really like, and that is what? Thoughts Count Anywhere. That's a coincidence. The same show that runs Saturdays, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific, right here on Facebook. You better listen to the man to watch.
Aloha, this is April Hom, the Royal Hawaiian from Glow, and you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere.
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Our next guest coming up at the top of the hour. Man, he's spying on us. Jay Vidal's in the chat room watching. We see him out there. So, Jay.
I'm going to drop the elbow on him.
William Hudson, shout out to Chief, live from Vegas. Chief of Mania, run a while, brother. Episode number 200, man.
Good
We're
morning,
here.
Will. Good morning, Will.
And all the guys.
AARP.
Wait, that's half the room. That's half the room.
That's Mr. Hudson with Top Rope Collectibles.
That's right. Ben, I hope Ben. Anyways, reshare the feed, William. We got a great show coming up. By the way, a couple of programming notes. Number one, we have Jay Vidal, as I mentioned, coming up at the hour number 2.
Yes.
Also, sometime in that second hour,
Yes.
We are expecting to hear from D'Lo. He's kind of traveling. He's in between. Hopefully, he'll land somewhere in time as we expected. This was a last-minute change, so hopefully he will join us with
Right.
that. Now,
Right.
if you all are looking at the front of the desk here, we have a picture of the great Jake the Snake Roberts, graciously donated by the man himself as our raffle for the day. But we're not going to give it away until the end of the show. That's right. It is JSA certified and stuff, right?
It is JSA certified. The card's right there. If Mr. John could focus in on it, maybe, possibly, I don't know. And,
I could grab it and just go to one shot if it's easier.
but it's totally JSA certed and totally legal.
Yep.
Totally legal.
It's not a fake.
And when it gets delivered, you'll get saluted by Jake Roberts. Anyway, we will be coming up after the next break. We're going to come up with a SummerSlam-esque question, right, Mr. Historian?
Yes, sir.
There you go. And
2 plus 2 is 5.
There you go.
There you go, right there.
2 plus 2. There it is. Jake the Snake Roberts. And
with
you
the
see
JSA
the
cert.
Absolutely. There it is. So we're going to come up with a question that we will ask for answers towards the end of the show. However, you must call in to win the picture.
Right.
We will not take answers in the chat room, so please do not put answers in the chat room. If you're watching us on YouTube, please do not put any answers in the comment sections. We will only accept a call in, and we realize if we give the question too early, you might maybe go out to other resources to get an answer. But first person will call in with the right answer at that time will get the picture. Happy 200th episode. Thank you, Brandy, which, by the way, Brandy has been part of our shows numerous times. So she's as much part of our 200th celebration.
Shout out.
How many times?
You know what, though?
More than one.
Shout out to William and the guys for supporting us and helping us out in endeavors we've had throughout the years.
No question. Top Rope Collectibles and TCA, TRC plus TCA equals a good partnership.
And you know what?
Facts.
While I'm on the roll,
we're
missing one of our originals today.
Yes.
Mr. Scott Hosey. So I'm going to lead into while I've got the mic, I'm going to lead into it. August 26th and 27th, Sam's Town Casino, Sports Card Toys and Collectibles Show, sponsored by Mr. Scott Hosey. Featured guests, Greg the Hammer Valentine, D'Lo Brown, Juan Munez, artist and author of comic books, Ariel Shu, one of the Ewoks in Star Wars, and just announced last week, Logan Thompson, the Vegas Golden Knights goaltender.
Super Bowl. No, that's
Super Bowl.
No.
I'm clipping that one.
But you had the right.
He said to me before the show, I lost my mind.
I was just
Logan Thompson, the Super Bowl goaltender for the Golden Knights.
There it is, right there.
I did that for all you non-sports people. Feel better out there.
Anyway.
I got to get on my ginseng again.
Anyway, folks, August 26th, 27th, out at Sam's Town.
We'll be there. Right? We'll all be there.
Sponsored by Power Play Sports Collectible. And guess what?
What?
We're all going to be there for our 2-hour show.
That's right.
Thoughts Count Anywhere. And
too.
And then
better be
2 hours later, it's going to be Aaron's hour.
1 hour later.
Oh,
from 9 to 11, 12 to 1. Still
Depending on the time zone.
You're get over there. You're rubbing off on me.
Programming note, though. A couple of programming notes.
ahead,
I'm glad
go ahead.
Chief brought up the 26th. We're going to listen. We're going to start the show on the 26th. Both shows there live. However, we have experienced some internet issue connections the last time, so we're going to simulcast it video-wise. We're going to record it at the same time in case we drop off and people lose the feed, and we determine that the quality of the live show is not where we want it. John will be there with the recording as well. So later on that day, or worst case scenario, early Sunday morning, the full version of both TCA and Aaron's Hour will be available online if the internet gives us an issue like last time. So just be prepared for that. What's that?
Do you want a flashback?
What's that?
Can you hear me? No.
Exactly.
Josh Allen.
Just in case Chief don't fall out of the chair or something.
Right, exactly. Folks. So just be aware of that on the 26th as well. So 2-hour shows they get from us this month.
And stop by and see us. I'll even sign autographs.
He'll pay you to do that.
That's
anyway.
Right.
How much?
Exactly.
$2.99.
Have we stalled enough for you to get us
plus 10 exercise videos.
I got a funny one.
All right, with that, we are a little late in starting off with our normal routine. Therefore, it is time for
Story Time with Matt.
No shit.
Lots of shit.
And now here is your storytelling host, Matt Mullen, the Mr. Rogers of the Fremont Street neighborhood. Take it away, Matt. What's happening in the neighborhood?
I got a funny one this week.
Oh, good.
There was just like a little public service announcement. If you're going to rob somebody, you might want to, and make sure there's not Las Vegas Metro Police watching what you're doing. This guy was across our building by the El Cortez, and he like strong arms robs somebody of their wallet and phone, and runs across the street and tries running through our building, not realizing a squad car was maybe 15 feet from him when this happened.
Oh, no.
So the cop just jumped out of the car, like, caught him in the breezeway at gunpoint and was like, get the fuck on the ground now.
Yes! Yeah, it's not a good idea. You should know your surroundings, right?
And the guy's like, I didn't do anything. And they're like, dude, you're on video, and Metro saw you.
Yeah. Even duct tape can't fix stupid people.
We were talking so much crap by the time like the transport car came to like actually take this retard to jail. It was hilarious. This guy was so mad, but it was
Crazy.
so worth it.
Yes, sir.
Stupid is as stupid does.
There you go. Can't say
Duct
it any
tape
better.
won't solve it, but it will muffle the noise.
That's very true. All right. Let's see. Do we want to quickly do I Hear Voices while we're at it? Or do we want to move on?
We can do whatever you want.
Rumor is Randy Orton is making strides for WWE return, but he is still far from being medically cleared. As a matter of fact, he has been spotted in Detroit from what I read yesterday, but he's still also been advised not to wrestle ever again.
He is working out.
Yes.
But he's not cleared.
Right.
And that's the answer.
There you go.
He could be in Detroit just to get looked at by the medical staff.
Could be, yeah. Maybe make a personal appearance somewhere over the weekend or something. That's true. Matt, your thoughts?
I think it'll be a while before he's like medically cleared, just because back injuries take forever to heal, and they say like back surgery is like the most intrusive surgery you can probably have.
Right.
So it takes forever to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but I hope he at least comes back for one more match, because
who would you like to see him wrestle in that last match?
Got to be somebody he has like a history with. Probably Edge.
Okay.
Edge, 2 weeks, Edge's 25th year in the wrestling business.
The 18th of August, I believe they're celebrating on TV for that. Yeah.
See, Chiefs.
You're on it.
Chiefs getting on it.
Excellent.
With backstories, you look at Hogan, he's had like 2 million of them.
Yeah. Another name that came up that's returning, would like to return from injury, but has been told not to, is Big E. You know, he wants to get back in the ring, but he did say he also wants to live a happy, healthy, pain-free life. And in order to do that, he should not step back into a ring when it comes to his
said
injury.
he wants to do color commentary.
Yeah, he wants to do. Well, I can see that.
I would love to see Big E doing color commentary.
Man, everybody's stealing what I want to say today.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You know, and I got to bring it up. Booker T. He has got to be the worst announcer in professional wrestling. I actually turned NXT off the other night because I couldn't listen to him no more.
Just muted.
He's terrible.
Sucky ducky.
He's terrible.
Quack, quack.
So, in your essence, to say Big E, I won't disagree with you, but I'd like to hear him on the mic before I make a judgment.
Well, didn't he also mess around a little bit on commentary, even when New Day was in the ring? If he was not in the match, he would sit down and do a little.
Like
I know, but you got to think he'd want to bring you'd want him to bring that to a commentary position. You know,
but it's got to be serious.
You know, speaking about New Day, where have they been?
Well, Kofi's been out injured.
Oh, he's injured too.
He's been out since March with an ankle injury.
Oh,
that
okay.
was one supposed to come out for like 6
he was
weeks.
in what's this match where he always Kofi, when he always saves himself from touching the ground, the Rumble. That's where he hurt himself.
Okay.
He tried to leap the wall or something like he always does, and he was short, and he did something to his knee, leg, something. So, yeah.
Okay.
And Xavier, I don't know where he's been lately.
Nothing. They have nothing for him.
So, by the way, a couple of quick shout-outs. Patrick is in there. Brandon Herrera, he will be in Minnesota Raw on Monday.
Who will?
Brandon Herrera.
Oh, yeah?
My buddy Rafi's down in Texas.
Hey, Brandon, shoot us a picture, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Be our special correspondent. Rafi's down in Texas. Bud, thank you for checking in. I know you're with the kids down there. Bro, Brandon, talk about a suck-up. Oh, my God. Brandon, we may have to ban you from this show.
You know I would, brother. There ain't no doubt in my
I'd like
mind.
to see Chief talk Booker T to his face that he sucks. How about just taking over for Booker T?
I could do commentary. I know the difference between a wristwatch and a wrist lock.
Hi, Brandy Merrick. Good to see you in there. All right.
Talk to me. Hey, you know what? Can I go on another one?
Oh God.
I like Shotzi Blackheart's new haircut.
I saw a still picture of her.
I think she
and the new outfit and everything.
I'm gonna tell you what, she looks good. Do not go back to the green hair. Keep it the way
you know the backstory on that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it. Yes. And you know what? Well wishes to your sister.
Absolutely.
Shotzi.
So I hope it grows back out because that means her sister's okay.
That's true. Yeah,
well,
she's back out.
That's okay. Yeah. But I like the haircut. I think she looks awesome. I really do.
I like the setup they did last night with the tank.
Yeah.
And everybody thought it was Shotzi, right?
Am I getting ahead of the game
No,
here?
if you are, so what?
I apologize.
No
I
worries,
apologize.
No
I got excited when I saw her last.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You're actually ahead. Usually you're 50 years in the past.
Well, you know.
He expected Bruno to come out of the tank. I'll say I'll say it for him. Come on now.
Hey,
all right.
That was pretty good, though.
That was very impressive.
No, I mean with the way they played that.
Absolutely. I thought it was great. And Zelina ended up
because everybody thought it was Shotzi in the tank.
And she and Zelina came out and she won her match.
Unexpected is always good in professional wrestling.
And we'll talk about surprises at SummerSlam in a bit.
Okay.
Rumor is Becky and Trish were pulled from SummerSlam due to the time constraints of all the other matches, because apparently they have a window of doing this entire show of 3.5 to 4 hours max. And with the 6 or 7 matches they already have, they are afraid that the time would be an issue. Good call, bad call. Could they have done something with the other matches to get that on there? I mean,
could have got rid of the Battle Royal. That's pointless.
Okay, that's not a pre-show event?
No.
Okay, so usually something like that would be in the pre-show.
No, not this time.
Supposedly what was, bless you over there, sir. Hey, Ross isn't here. I can do it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Get off the lawn.
Anyway, they said last night that Battle Royal is going to be a 25-man Battle Royal.
Right. And so is there anything on the line other than a pat on the back?
No.
A Slim Jim.
A Slim Jim. I wonder how much Slim Jim paid for that. Everybody should come out dressed as Randy Macho Man Savage if you want to do that right.
I got the perfect pick for the winner of that match.
Go ahead.
I'm going to wait till we do the match.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha. All right.
I don't know.
WWE apparently has no plans right now for Riddle because of his personal issues outside of the ring.
He can go away for all I care.
Maybe he's going to go away until maybe Orton makes an appearance and they come back. But we talked about it.
I don't think Orton, I hear what you're saying. I don't think Orton really wants to possibly wrestle with him again. Okay. But I want to go this route.
Hi, Jennifer.
There's been a lot of people in not just in WWE, but in professional wrestling, just like people in the world who've had problems. And until you get the proper help, whether it be physical or mental or whatever, you got to take care of yourself and get your problems and everything in order. And unfortunately, this young man, in my opinion, has a problem, needs to take time off, and need to get the professional help to get his life back together, just like other professional wrestlers and people in the world have had to do.
That's what Domingo Herman's doing. He stepped away and he's getting alcohol too.
Well, he was forced to step away after trashing the clubhouse and yelling at Boone. But last week, I think we talked about it. The last thing that came out regarding Riddle was this video that was leaked with him and his wife or ex-wife. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. To me, people are making a mountain out of a molehill because it's Riddle with someone they had a relationship with. Yeah. How it got leaked, that's a whole nother story. Okay. Versus the video that was leaked when it was Paige and Xavier and what's his name? All of that stuff. Brad Maddox.
Can I go this way? Is it any worse than what China and X-Pac did?
I didn't see Riddle's video, but in my opinion, no, because they already had a relationship together.
That's all I'm saying.
So to me, unless there's something that has happened since that video leak, which I may have missed in the news, if that's the last thing they're hanging a hat on, they're using this as an excuse not to do anything with Riddle, in my opinion.
Well, but it's also now 2023, and it's a world full of snowflakes, and they have to...
Yep. Got to cater to them.
We have to cater to the butthurt people of the world. And Twitter.
Unfortunately, the other way to look at it too. How much money has Mr. McMahon had to pay out recently?
He was
Well,
in.
Matt Riddle
Well,
also
now he
needs
was
to
just
grow.
indicted.
You know,
He got another indictment. He's got
how much?
14 million. What was it? 14 million or whatever.
So overall, it's what, about 30 million he's had to pay out.
Plus
Probably.
settlements, I would say probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
I'm just saying.
So exactly,
just
but I think it's
saying.
a fair comparison. Here you got Riddle, the ridiculing over here, ridiculing. See what I did there? Anyway, and now McMahon, because this week an indictment came out, or something else came out with him with regarding all of that subpoena, regarding all of that stuff.
I'm just
So
saying.
I don't know. To me,
Comparing
it's
a mid-card WWE wrestler to the owner of the company is like apples to oranges.
Well, but don't you, if you're an owner and you're an employee, don't you think the employee might look up to the owner to want to move up the line?
Matt Riddle needs a grown-up at the end of the day.
there you go. All right, let's get into some of the matches for tonight. Making some
let's
predictions.
Not skip Brandon's comment there.
What is it?
What do you think of the status of Braun and Wyatt?
What's
Braun
that?
had neck surgery, so he's not coming back anytime soon.
Well,
And Bray, no one knows what's up with Bray.
Yeah, he could be one of the surprises tonight. Who knows? But
he could be in the 25-man battle
he
royal.
could come out as number 25.
How many have they announced?
It's like 8.
I know of like
Everybody that was on SmackDown
Is that
Shinsuke.
the one last night where they put the 9 people up?
Yes.
So that's all they've announced is
So
9.
far.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a lot of room for surprise. Good morning, Ronald. You're just in time because we're going to start predictions for SummerSlam here.
A lot of room for
You're
growth.
late, Ronald. What's up with that?
A lot of room for growth.
SummerSlam Battle Royale presented by Slim Jim is the first. We're going to go up on the list because that'll be the first match. So let's talk about the Battle
The
Royale.
first match will be Logan and
It's
Ricochet.
hard. Well, on the
Where the
list.
hell am I?
Work with me here, Mr. Burnett. You've been absent. Work with me.
Who took him out of the goddamn frozen food section?
Okay, I got it right here. I got
Okay.
it. All right, Mike.
It's hard to pick a winner for a match when all the participants have not been announced. I'm going to just say
They're
that.
going to go clear catering.
They're gonna say,
Yeah.
you mean they might even call Miro? Anyway, that's another story. All right, so you said you think you have a clear-cut winner.
Since it's sponsored by Slim Jim,
Mm-hmm.
the Nacho Man's coming back and winning.
Oh, so now I see why. Yeah, to me, they should all come dressed as Macho Man. They should all come out, whoever it is, come out dressed as
But
Macho Man.
realistically,
Yeah.
I think since LA Knight got the upper hand on SmackDown, that kind of kiboshed his win at SummerSlam. So, in a perfect world, I want Karrion Kross to win it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
He's
I
due.
want him to.
He's due for something of positive spotlight.
Yes.
Right? Didn't he just beat, though? He just had a match last week that it was one of the.
Carl Anderson.
Yeah, Carl Anderson. So
And next week he's wrestling AJ Styles again.
there you go.
God forbid it's on SummerSlam or something.
Brandy-
That'd be wild.
Brandy Marek shares she only cares about Shayna and Jey Uso. Brandon says LA Knight. Nicholas Burnett, some guy, says LA Knight. And Ronald's out passing out posters for our next wrestling event. I'm glad he finished the sentence because if it only said I'm passing out, we have more of a problem.
Ronald, send us some information so we can announce
All
it
right.
for you, buddy.
So you're thinking Carrion? Burnett?
It's got to be LA Knight. If it's not LA Knight, then I'm going to go Bronson Reed.
Okay. Chief.
Mr. Cross.
Okay. I'm going to go with Cross as well, not knowing any surprises if they may happen. All right. So Brandon or
Subject
James, I hope
to
you're right.
change, though. Subject to change, being that they haven't
That means
announced.
Chief's final answer will come
all
at the
12.
bell.
Depending on who wins it.
What bell? The first
Yeah,
bell or the
well,
last bell?
see, John stole my line. I was going to put whoever wins it.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's like, my pick is whoever Samantha Irvin says at the end.
Right,
That's right.
right.
MMA match: Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler.
Shayna, if you're going to make a star right here, you knock Ronda out as soon as the match begins. Get one good punch, knock her out, no one will see it coming.
Well, no shit. If they knock her out, if she gets
She won't
knocked
see it
out,
either.
she ain't going to see it.
That's right.
I think she'll Ronda will end up tapping out or doing something to put Shayna way over if
Mhm.
Ronda's really on her way out.
Mm-hmm.
Shayna will have to win it, but
Mhm.
she'll have to win in some spectacular fashion to
Mm-hmm.
take Ronda out permanently.
Chief.
Miss Baszler is going to win it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seriously, shout out to Rhonda. Whatever you're going to do, have a good life. Enjoy GNWWE to a point, but But if you're going back to MMA, I hope you kick ass. But it's going to be Miss Baszler tonight.
I agree.
It's
so we're
her
going to go
night.
4 across. But I think I asked you guys this a couple of weeks ago regarding this match and Shayna winning and having Ronda put her over. Is Ronda right now in a position to really – would a win over Ronda really put her over like when Cena would put, KO over when he went against him for the belt the very first time in his first night? Is Ronda putting somebody over really going to be that spectacular versus if Shayna beat Charlotte Flair? Just throwing the name out. You know what I'm saying?
It depends on how they book it. Because I got this from Bully, how Bully said on one of our other favorite shows, he said to really make Shayna a star, you knock Ronda out immediately. Get that shock factor. No one else expect Shayna to knock Ronda out so quickly.
Would Ronda's ego allow that to happen?
For Shayna, yeah.
Think so?
For Shayna, yes. For anybody else, probably not.
Okay.
I think with Ronda putting Shayna over tonight, I think that's going to move Shayna up into the realm of Asuka and Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch and Bianca, and who knows, you might see a championship belt on Shayna Baszler someday.
I'd like to see Shayna versus Rhea next.
To me, I think there's still a lot of having to get Shayna past biting Becky Lynch in the neck that one episode when she was called up.
Yeah, but no,
that's no worse than the guy biting Mick Foley's ear off.
Well,
what the hell? That ain't even a. Okay.
No one bit Foley's ear off. But.
What I'm saying.
Who bit Mick Foley's ear off?
My point is,
what's his name? The boxer, Tyson Holyfield.
Yeah, that's
did that happen during the Super Bowl in the NHL?
That was that was with.
And I mean that with love, by the way.
That was with the VGK's goaltender.
I know I'm number one.
That was the VGK's goaltender.
Ronald says this Tuesday he and his oldest daughter will be at NXT. That's cool. Take pictures.
Nice.
Autographs.
To me.
Picture it didn't happen.
Picture it didn't happen. To me, I'm just not sure if getting over with Ronda. I understand everybody's point. I just have to see how they're going to do it to really believe it's the kind of push that I don't know if she can get up there to the Asuka and Charlotte level.
Let me ask on this question.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think Ronda, and this is for all of us, do you think Ronda has the clout to really put a wrestler over?
Yeah.
The clout in what way? Like in her own ability, as who she is?
Like a Cena way, like high up there?
Well, that's my question.
I look at it. When you talk Becky or Charlotte or Natty, they know how to wrestle and they know how to go 10, 15 minutes in a match. Where to me, what I've watched with Ronda's got certain moves she does, and that's it. And once they're done, the match is over. So I think the push will be there for.
I see what you're saying. I see where you're going with this.
For Shayna, but I really don't think that Ronda can put her over.
Well, you just answered my question then. There you go.
I see where he was going with that.
I had to go around.
That's what he's saying.
I had to go around to get to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right. One last match. We're going to go to break, in which case our historian will come up with the question and a great question in the chat room, which we'll get to. Logan Paul versus Ricochet. And you were talking, somebody mentioned it. Logan Paul specifically asked for this match to go on first so he can hop on a plane and go see his brother box later that night.
Yep, in Dallas.
So anyway, this match, Paul Ricochet.
Ricochet.
Okay.
They said they've been training for some kind of viral moment to happen during this thing.
Okay.
But I don't really see Logan Paul losing just because he lost at WrestleMania. So I think Logan Paul's going to win, but something spectacular is going to happen.
I think that hurts Ricochet.
All right.
He loses to
Chief.
To Paul.
I think my heart says the comment that Logan Paul made about Ricochet's girlfriend or fiance or wife or whatever.
Fiance.
Does that fire people up? Of course. Okay. I agree with Matt. I think something's going to happen. I'm going to say Logan Paul for the win, but I think Bad Bunny's going to show up.
I want to see Ricochet win because number one, he's due for a highlight moment in a major pay-per-view. Number two, I don't want to see, to me, Logan Paul, though he's great athletically. The matches he's done really have been very good. No complaints. The double move he did with Ricochet when they both went for the hook and crashing down was great. I love it. I just don't see Logan Paul as a longtime performer and consistent performer in WWE. And you can't, I shouldn't say can't. We shouldn't continue to build things around people like that. Brock Lesnar aside. The Roman Reigns now aside with their schedules.
Well, you steal my
because I knew where you were going to go. That's why. But Logan Paul, he's a not a one-hit wonder. He's like one of those shock and awe wrestlers.
Yeah.
He'll come in, he'll put on a good show,
And
he'll
he'll
fade
leave.
away, he'll come back for another paper. I mean, he hasn't wrestled since WrestleMania, right? So what is that? I mean, he's been in the ring, but doing all these vignettes. But what does this tell you? He's showing up only on the major shows, right?
He needs a manager.
Ricochet's been the most underutilized person in WWE in the last 5 years.
But in order to get a manager, he needs to fully
needs
commit
a manager.
He needs to fully commit to
Johnny
WWE.
Knoxville.
Oh, fuck you. We have a phone call coming in.
Hello.
Hopefully coming in.
Go ahead, man.
Whenever John is ready.
by.
All right,
Stand
I'm afraid to ask who this is, but as soon as he turns on the headsets here,
We have Mr. Burnett's nemesis.
oh, all right. I don't hear anything in the headsets, John. Ronald Young is on the phone. There we are, Mr. Ronald. How are you?
I'm great.
What's going on? Turn them all up.
Ready.
So,
Just
go ahead.
happy out Flyers getting everything set up for next event on August 25th.
All right. Give us some quick details before we go to break.
It's August 25th at Cedars Lakeside in Winter Haven. Bell time's at 8. Doors open at 7. Cheap Easy Entertainment. And we will also be having Lightning McQueen there to get your pictures taken with the Lightning McQueen card.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. So while you're doing that, are you pulling double duty and tracking our picks, by the way? That's the important part.
He ain't doing nothing.
I'm going to go back to later and listen to it and write down the pick.
All right.
So, Thomas, you just need to hush it.
he silenced your
Yeah, exactly.
He'll get his later.
That was good.
Okay.
Now,
was good.
we expect some pictures and stuff from NXT, all right?
Yes, definitely. I'm going to be wearing my jersey.
There you go. He's repping TCA.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy. All right.
You finally do something right. Finally.
All right. We're going to let you go. Go back to it. Be safe, man. We'll talk to you along the way.
Hey, say hello to a mutual. Say hello to a mutual friend, will you, when you see him?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Ronald. All right. With that, folks, we're going to go to break. Here's the question we were asked. We were asked in the chat room, do we think either Money in the Bank briefcase will be cashed in tonight? With that, we'll get everybody's feedback on that after this. We'll be right back.
Thoughts count anywhere. Y'all watching it. This is my new tag team partner, Steve-O, a.k.a. Zeus, from the hit movie Friday, and from No Holds Barred.
Hello, this is Martin Casals, a.k.a. Marty the Mob, and you're watching the Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. Enjoy.
What's up, man? It's your boy, Seppa Fatu. I'm here with my man, Big Chief. I need you to check out the podcast, Thoughts Count Anywhere.
This is Impact Wrestling's Dash and Chris Bay, the ultimate finesser, former Finesse Division champion, and you're listening to Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast.
Hi, I'm Sean Navari. Listen to Thoughts Count Anywhere for all your wrestling news.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit hey, all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is the Essential Character EC3 on behalf of my dear friends at Thoughts Count Anywhere. The podcast for your mind when you need deep thinking about all things sports and entertainment.
Hey, what's going on? This is Axe, and I'm smashing the demolition.
Hey, we want to invite you to watch every Saturday morning, Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Hey guys, it's Tessa Blanchard and Ozzy, and you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere.
All right, welcome back. Thoughts Count Anywhere. We're in the middle of celebrating episode number 200. It's our bicentennial episode, right? Bicentennial's 200.
Hey, shout out to Brian Howarth.
Yeah.
Good morning, Brian.
So we want to thank Speedball Mike Bailey for coming on at the top of the show for helping us kick things off.
Yep.
We appreciate that. We want to thank again Ross for helping that. And Ross has helped us secure a good friend of ours in the show that I've had the privilege of calling some of his matches locally.
Who cares?
Mr. Jay Vidal will be joining us at the top of the hour. And then we're waiting with bated breath to see if D'Lo Brown will be able to link in with us later on. So we're going to hold our. So here's our celebratory 200K episode.
He's gonna burn Jake's picture.
There you go. So with that, do we have to sing like happy anniversary or birthday or anything? No.
Birthday to you, birthday to you.
There you go. So there's
I thought
our.
we were at Samstown again. Flashbacks.
That's a good one. That's right.
Okay.
So 200 is there. So we want to thank everybody. Programming notes.
Yep.
2 weeks from now, on the 26th, we will be 2 hours from Samstown. One way or another, we'll be down there. So.
I already announced that.
Well, but we may have a different audience that missed your announcement.
You want to call in 702-992-3207.
Say it again. What is it?
702-992-3207.
Any extension?
BR549.
All right, let's get back to it. Real
That was
quick.
pretty good.
That was very quick. All right, let's get some answers to the question. Money Bank. Do we see Money in the Bank briefcases possibly being cashed in tonight, Mr. Matt?
I could definitely see Io Shirai cashing in like after the triple threat match.
Okay.
But I think there's a more realistic chance of Damian Priest either costing Finn Balor the match, or if Finn Balor was to win it, he immediately cashes in on Finn Balor.
Would he cash in if Seth wins? You said he would interfere, but so if Balor if Seth wins, does Priest come down? Depending on how brutal the match is, does Priest come down and cash in on either one of them, regardless of who wins?
True, he could cash in on either one of them, honestly. But
okay, but more likely the intrigue would be if Finn wins it, right? For the storyline. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I can see Priest cashing in on Finn.
Okay.
He's going to be at ringside anyway.
Okay. Mr. Chief, how about the ladies' side? No ladies' briefcase?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I don't see Damian cashing in on Seth and Finn's match. But I do think Damian might cash in if Roman Reigns retains. He gonna cash in on Roman Reigns.
You stole my thunder this
on
time.
the belt.
You stole my thunder. We're forgetting about Roman in that match, about that belt.
Yep.
We've been so focused on the storyline between Seth and Balor that everybody's talking about him getting involved in that match. Well,
because he's trying to cash in twice on Seth, and it's gone awry.
Right. So you got the Roman's belt. Why not the Intercontinental belt? No. Not the Prestige. I get that, but if Gunther retains, the guy's closing in on a record. It's not like the IC belt is nothing anymore. I mean, he's done a great job.
I think Jay and Roman are going to beat the hell out of each other. Let's face it. And in my gut, that's where we're forgetting about that match. Everybody's concentrating on Damian doing something to Finn, interfering in the match. Well, you know what? I really think he's going to go after Mr. Roman Reigns.
I think Priest thought about going after Roman and then remembered what happened to Austin Theory and was like, never mind. Just joking.
Check, please, right? All right. So I agree. I'm not sure. 100%, I don't think either briefcase will be cashed in. I'd be more surprised if the ladies' briefcase gets cashed in than I would if Priest cashes in.
And see, everybody's thinking that Io and Bailey are having the tete-a-tete. They're with the weird looks and everything. If Asuka retains, Io's not going to cash in on Asuka. It ain't going to happen.
Okay.
You don't want to see the screaming Japanese promos between each other?
It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen.
I still think when Io Sky tries to cash it in, Bailey's going to cost her the match, and Io Sky ain't going to win anything.
Because like Shotzi will come out and she'll get spooked and everything.
I'd like to see Shotzi show up somehow. I think
freak Bailey out. There again, There's another one that needs to. There's another one that
I got it. You can clear it off.
Needs to get her just due too. Is Shotzi? You know, Shotzi's a good wrestler if they just give her a chance. So.
Interesting. A lot of different ways that can all go. All right, let's cover. Let's cover the ladies' triple threat for the women's championship: Asuka, Charlotte, and Bianca. I mean, we're kind of segueing into it regarding the ladies' briefcase. Thoughts? Who are you picking?
Asuka.
Okay.
Charlotte Flair's undefeated at SummerSlam, and she's going to stay undefeated at SummerSlam. And she's going to win the championship.
So does she become
just to piss everybody off?
Does she become the 15-time champion then?
Yep.
Okay. Your thoughts?
Asuka.
I think I want to see. I don't want to see Bianca win only because I want to see her turn heel. Not that she can't turn heel even if she wins it. However,
they don't want to turn her heel. They don't want to.
Well, they got the Street Profits that turned last night.
Yeah,
so.
they were supposed to turn, but they still got cheered.
Yeah,
because even when Lashley came out to finish saying Bobby,
right? Because everybody wants the formation of the Hurt Business in some form. So,
but Bianca's not turning heel.
I agree with Chief. I want to see Asuka retain in that match. I think she's due to retain on a high level match, in my opinion. So
Bianca's now the female Cena, where she's like the role model for the little girls, and you do all the make a wishes now. So they're not going to turn her.
You know, here's an interesting question.
Thank you, Brandy, for your input.
I would rather see, not a question, but a point I want to make. I would rather see Asuka win the match, and then Io cash her briefcase in and have a one-on-one match. Asuka and Io for the belt.
I'm going to hold you guys and ask you to stop right there because our next guest, a few minutes early, that's okay. We'll do it.
Yeah.
So it is now time to bring in another guest who is helping us celebrate our 200th episode. He is known as Giselle Shaw's executive stylist and content creator. We know him because we love him. Mr. Jay Vidal joins us right now from Parts Unknown. Good morning, friend. How are you?
Good morning, and congratulations on 200 episodes of Thoughts Count Anywhere. That is phenomenal. I mean, honestly, you guys have seen Jay Vidal grow. So for you guys to be able to welcome me on the show on your 200th episode, it means the world to me.
Well, thank you very much for making time for us. And again, we want to send a shout out to Ross for helping us arrange to have you be available with us here. Brandy in the chat room, she says hi. She misses you, Brandy Merrick, that is. So you'll be able to see some of the messages pop up there. Again, it's an honor to have you with us. Obviously, obviously looks like you're out of town, I would say.
Baby,
Where are you?
we are living life. We are around wherever we are, all right? Jay Vidal travels because that's what Jay Vidal does.
Oh, now he's talking third person. He never did that when he wrestled in Las Vegas. Let me just
say.
Oh, he does now.
Do you know who bought the first picture of Jay Vidal?
Wait a minute.
When he went to Impact?
Wait, it's coming
Jay,
to me.
Who bought your first picture,
it's coming
buddy?
to me.
Who was it?
It was you, baby. It was you.
Oh,
that is
exactly.
correct. That
Not
is
surprised.
correct.
Exactly.
Did he sign it at least?
Oh, hell yeah. That's my man there, buddy. That is my man.
So, all right. You know everybody up here, so I don't have to do any of the introductions. Is there anybody up here you don't know, like Thomas Burnett, maybe?
He knows me.
No, I think I've actually. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
pretty sure I've actually met everybody up there.
Good.
At least
And
at
you
one
still
point in
want
my
to
career or
talk?
another.
There you go. You still want to talk? That's really good.
Do I want
Listen-
to or do I have to? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, that's
No, you don't.
Brandy Lowry says hello as well in the chat room. Looks like his feed has kind of frozen for the moment. Jay, you're yeah, really. Put another quarter in. Let's take that down until we see that connection moving again. Oh, there we go. He's all right. So I want to ask this question, man. It's been at least a year plus when you were signed by Impact. If we went back a year and a day before signing, today, would you have ever thought you'd be where you are in the world of pro wrestling?
Oh man, this journey with Impact has been pretty crazy for me because I was almost at a point where I was thinking about taking a step back from wrestling, believe it or not. I was traveling a lot. I was loving it, but at the same time, I was just feeling like, man, something's got to get moving here, you know? Like, I want to see something finally kind of going my way. And they always say that before you are about to give up is usually when the good things come, right? So you got to stick it through. And thank God that I sticked it through because about a year and a half ago, you know, or a year and a month ago, right? I didn't think that I would, you know, be signed with Impact. I was putting out, you know, the good energy into the universe to get signed, but at the same time, you know, there's so many talents out there. You're competing with such great stars from around the world. And it wasn't until I saw that Impact was going to be in Vegas last year, late last year. And I just decided to take the bet on myself. By then, I'd moved back to Florida. And I said, you know what? No, I'm going to email Gail Kim and I'm going to see where it takes me. And long and behold, you know, they had a spot open for me. And I think it's been probably the best spot to be able to introduce me to the Impact fan base properly, right? Alongside Giselle Shaw, which has just been an amazing journey in and of itself.
Yeah, well, that's great, guys.
You know, brother, you always have the Vegas wrestling family behind you. And to hear you say you almost gave up, I'm glad you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, go get the golden ring and reach for the stars.
Matt?
1,000%.
With your time in Impact, like how like the chemistry you and Giselle and Savannah have like on screen is crazy. How fast did that come about? Like backstage, did you guys just click backstage and was like, we got to do this on screen, or how'd that come about?
No, so I actually showed up to the Impact Vegas shows, and I remember sitting down, and then Giselle Shaw comes to me, and she's like, "Hey, you know, they got something for us. We're going to be working together." I said, "Awesome." I didn't know what we were going to be doing. Then they broke it down for me. You're going to be her stylist, and you know, I'm stylish in and of myself, right? So why can't I be a stylist for somebody else? And you know, it was like our first tapes backstage that we just kind of clicked. It was just natural chemistry. And every tape that we would do after that, you know, these little funny things that we would say during our tapes would be added on because we would just say them as jokes to each other. And then, you know, that's how natural chemistry works, right? You can't have peanut butter without jelly. But when you put them together, oh my God, it tastes amazing. So that's, you know, Giselle Shaw and Jay Vidal. And then you add Savannah Evans to the mix as the bodyguard, you know, the Chantrage is formed. And you talk about, again, natural chemistry. Like it was like we were all meant to be together.
Right on. Guys?
Who's on your hit list in Impact?
Who isn't on my hit list, right? You know, of course, right now we are focusing on the Chantrage because that is number one and most important thing is getting Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans that Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championships at Emergence, which they will be challenging Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly, which we don't like, right? MK Ultra. That would be on August 27th in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. But you know, if we're looking down the line of my career, man, I'd love to, you know, be in the ring with Speedball Mike Bailey. I'd love to be in the ring with Trey Miguel. Another Vegas guy, I'd love to be in the ring with Chris Bay. You know, we did it in Las Vegas, and doing it on a bigger stage would just be amazing.
It would be.
We had Mike on earlier. That would be a great match for the two of you guys. Chief,
you tore the house up with Chris out here in Vegas. The national stage though, they need to see what you can do in the ring. Okay. Now I'm going to go the swerve. I know who trained you. Okay. And he's a great guy down from Florida. All right. Are you still in contact with him? now?
Oh man, yeah. Me and Gangrel. Gangrel was actually the one who trained me, the Vampire Warrior, right? Gangrel and I keep in very close contact. We talk once every other week at least, and I call him. I call him for advice. He's a father figure to me in professional wrestling, and dare I say, in life. I call him. I ask him for advice. I was also helped trained in part by D'Lo Brown, who will be backstage too at Impact, and I also go to him for advice. It's amazing that I have all these people that I could go to whenever I'm struggling or whenever I'm unsure of something, or they could help me in something because they've been there and done that.
As I said earlier, yes.
I got a follow up question. Have you ever talked to PCO about advice?
Not about advice, but PCO, man, like you could talk to PCO, PCO won't talk back to you, right? He's literally a monster. I tried. I've actually pitched to PCO, to be his stylist, but you know what I mean. It's just like it's a little scary. I have to throw him a card from across the room. PCO is a scary dude. You don't get close to PCO without the risk of getting thrown.
Now I want to see you with PCO, see how that would work. I would love to see that now.
That would be great.
Jay, not too long ago, a former WWE Women's Champion, Tag Champion, and such in Miss Trinity became part of Impact. What, in your opinion, has she done to help Impact reach another level? Help you guys backstage? What has her impact been on Impact?
Well, first and foremost, one of her first few matches, I'll have you know, I actually slapped Trinity.
Oh,
but if we're talking about the impact that she's had on Impact Wrestling, it's been tremendous. Honestly, she's brought a lot of eyes to the product. She is a top tier talent and one of the most humblest professionals I've ever had the pleasure to work with. Now, would I slap her again? Absolutely.
Of course. I would expect anything else.
But she really has brought a lot of eyes to the product, and I can't speak highly enough about her. She is a truly amazing talent.
You mentioned something earlier, and I want to piggyback off of it. You reached out to Gail Kim when you were out here in Vegas to try to get on the show, and you got on the show. Have you been able to develop a relationship with Gail Kim backstage? Not knowing who her husband is, I don't think you really want to mess with. So I don't mean that type of relationship. But have you reached out and asked asked for advice from her or direction from her backstage?
Well, Chief, I mean, come on now. I mean, you've known me longer than anybody else. Like, I don't think I would have a relationship with any woman.
I had to go there, man. I had to give you the plug.
Oh,
come on.
You're doing for the chef over the restaurant all day.
However, no, Gail is just amazing. Like from day one, even as something as small as when Giselle and I were practicing our entrance together, she would tell me like, "Hey, you're holding back," and I was like, "Yeah, I do feel like I'm holding back." She's like, "No, don't hold back. This is TV. This is, what I mean, the big time. You don't hold back here. You keep basically just showing out until we pull you back if we got to pull you back." She teaches me a lot. She's taught me a lot and continues to teach me a lot every time that I go out there. Every time that I come back, there's always a critique, which, critiques are welcome because that's how we grow as professionals out there. So Gail Kim has been an amazing part in that. And so has Tommy Dreamer too. Tommy Dreamer is, somebody who, when you go out there, he'll come by and he'll tell you, he'll first tell you, okay, this was great, but you need to do this, this, and this better. And to have those minds backstage at Impact, that's a win in and of itself. I'm very blessed to have that and to have that relationship with Gail Kim and Tommy Dreamer.
I missed my hug, brother.
You'll always get your hug when I see you. You know that.
So, what was the biggest lesson that you learned in FSW that you transferred to Impact?
I think the biggest lesson that I learned at FSW, that I bring into Impact is just to treat everybody with respect, right? That means everybody backstage. That means a production team. That means the people selling merch. Even the people who are out there in catering or whatever they may be doing, is just treat everybody with respect, treat everybody with love, and make it a welcome environment, because when it's a welcoming environment, the morale of the locker room goes up. And not only that, but you build relationships, and that's the best part about going to Impact, right? It's not just seeing all the wrestlers, but seeing the production team, giving them a big hug, talking to them, hey, how's life, all that good stuff. I think I learned that over at FSW, because over at FSW we are a family, and that's the same thing over at Impact. We're a family, dysfunctional at times, but you know what I mean? What kind of family slaps each other in the ring and beats each other up? And you know what I mean? But we're a family nonetheless, and I love it more than anything else on this planet.
Matt?
I asked the same question to Mike Bailey earlier. With Impact celebrating its 1000th episode coming up, and they've already advertised a couple legends coming back, who would you want to bring back to face in the ring of any Impact legend?
Oh man, of any Impact well, it's funny that you say that, because the people that I actually wanted to see, or to be out there with, to do something with, which I think would just be money, is they're actually coming. It's the Beautiful People, right? I literally grew up watching the Beautiful People. So
oh my god, I love to see that.
You know what I mean? The story writes itself. Giselle Shaw, her stylist Jay Vidal, and then we're out there with, the Beautiful People, Angelina Love, Velvet Sky. It's just, come on now. It's a moment. It's like the past generation and the newer generation.
Right on.
That would be awesome.
I have a final question for me. Looking at the four of us up here, and since you are an executive stylist,
oh god,
who do you think you can help the most sitting here on this panel?
Chief, you're beautiful, Chief, but I could give you a little bit of eyeshadow. You know what I mean? A little touch up right there.
Yeah, buddy.
Throw some color in your hair, and let me tell you something. You're gonna be looking 25 again.
I'll be styling and profiling.
Styling and profiling, baby. Please, don't forget.
You will have created a monster if that's the case.
We should get amongst that.
But please don't forget the most important part, right? Emergence, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Sunday, August 27th. And you got the Emergence Fallout, Monday, August 28th. Jay Vidal, Giselle Shaw, Savannah Evans, baby. We're coming over to take over Toronto, take those Knockouts Tag Team Championships. And I think we just might go celebrate, because that's what the Chantarage does.
Chantarage.
I got the final question I always ask everybody, and since it's an Impact Wrestling thing, who is your Mount Rushmore of Impact Wrestling?
Oh man, my Mount Rushmore of Impact Wrestling. What is that? That's 4, right? 4?
Your history.
So it's pretty much a Chantarage and who?
The Chief.
So I was thinking, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, actually. Giselle Shaw, Jay Vidal, Savannah Evans, and we'll put Jay Vidal over there again. No,
my brother.
If I had to actually choose, though, I would definitely say AJ Styles, Sting. It's so hard, right? Me personally, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I put no, not me personally. I mean, me personally, this is my choice. I put
you can put yourself on there.
I put AJ Styles, Sting. We'll put Jeff Hardy up there too. Big Jeff Hardy fan. And also I would put up there Josh Alexander. for the simple fact that he's done a tremendous job when he was champion at carrying this company. And even still now, you know what I mean? Like, the guy is a locker room leader, and he sets the best example of how to be a professional, not just in the ring, but backstage as well. Like, genuinely a true champion in every sense of the word.
Jay, we're going to wrap up. We're going to let you go. For me, it's been an honor to say that before you became Impact, that I had the opportunity to call many of your matches here in Vegas in some of the other promotions. So I'm proud to be able to hang my hat on that, being able to call some of your matches. Thank you so much for that opportunity.
And remember, the I in JAI stands for Impact.
That's what it says on his jacket, even right to left. But with that, because we're seeing it in reverse. So,
hey, do you have any new merch out?
I don't got new merch, but I got new merch being made. So stay tuned in the next month or two, and you will see new Jay Vidal merch.
Thank you.
Just in time for Christmas.
Let us know. Send us the link. Thank you again for being part of show number 200 with us today, Jay. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Thank
man.
you guys so much for having me. 200, baby, and we're only going up from there.
You got it. We'll see you, Jay. Thank you. All right. With that, we want to thank Jay Vidal again for coming on, a dear friend and of all of us up here. We're going to go to our break, first break of hour number 2. So don't go anywhere. We got a lot more to come right after this.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
I know.
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. All right, we have 45 minutes left to go in the show, so I'm going to ask the historian to read his chicken scratch to share with you what our question is to win this autographed certified picture of Jake the Snake Roberts. Holy cow.
Spit it out.
Jake the Snake Roberts. Do not call in until we ask for it. Do not put any answers in the chat room on Facebook or YouTube. You will be disqualified. So here is the picture that is up for grabs when we ask for the call in. Trying to get, there we go. Yeah. There we go. It's got the JSA cert on it and everything. So here is your question to be prepared for, Mr. Historian.
What kind of match did Undertaker and Mankind have at SummerSlam 96?
All right. Match that.
A wrestling match.
Undertaker, Mankind. What match did they have? What was here? 96, you said?
96 SummerSlam.
There you go. Don't call in now. Don't put any messages in the chat rooms. Otherwise, we'll be forced to change the question and you get nothing. So we'll give the numbers out again shortly. All right. Next, let's go back to SummerSlam. Let's finish up our predictions. You think? Let's do that. We'll finish that up.
We can do that.
John teased us, by the way. He brought out the cake, and we don't have the pieces yet.
That's all right.
Seth Rollins.
What's up with that? He's been busy.
He's been busy.
He's
been busy today.
What do you expect from a jarhead?
Seth Rollins.
King of production.
Oh.
Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, gentlemen. Here's our predictions. Seth Rollins, Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship, which not in any way diminishes Roman Reigns' title.
Well, minus the cash-in. Let's say there's no cash-in at all.
Right.
I say Finn wins it.
Okay.
Because he keeps bringing up 7 years.
Lucky 7.
If he loses today, where do you go from here with Finn?
Yeah.
Back to square one, to the bottom?
Matt?
I kind of agree with Tom. I don't want to say that out loud.
You want to wash the rinse out of your mouth on that one?
I'm going to re-edit this so I say it first. No, I'm just kidding. I think Finn Balor might actually win it if there's no cash in, but I'm going to go Finn Balor.
But if there is a cash in, it's going to happen after one of these two guys win. So making our prediction really we're not asking who's going to walk out with the belt eventually.
Finn Balor wins, but Damian Priest might walk out World Heavyweight Champion.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
I think Finn Balor.
Okay.
Because I think Seth's going to take a break from wrestling.
Seth's dealing with some injuries.
As somebody alluded to in a conversation I had this past week, he has some injuries, and maybe he needs to go take care of them. And during COVID, if I'm not mistaken, Finn was pretty heavily as a fan favorite.
Yeah.
So this could be his possible breakaway from the organization. And
Let's just cross our fingers he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, right.
And
so think about this. Let's say Finn wins. He's got gold, right?
Yes.
Priest has the briefcase.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Rhea, we know, has got gold.
Yes.
Right? Dom-Dom's got gold.
Dom-Dom's got gold.
So, in a way, it would almost complete it if, let's say, Seth wins, and then Priest comes out to cash on Seth, so they all have belts. That's an interesting
wait,
to see the whole faction.
That's an interesting perspective.
If Priest catches on the Roman, then yeah, but
but we're presuming he's not cashing in on Roman because Roman's good. That match has got to be the main.
If he catches in on Seth and Finn, and then the whole group won't have belts, because then Finn won't have the belt.
No, I understand that. But how many times it's been a lot fewer times that people have not successfully cashed in the belt.
Finn will be carrying around the Super Bowl trophy.
That's right. They'll throw it in the river with Tom Brady too. Less people have not cashed it in successfully than have cashed it in, right?
No, more people have cashed in successfully than have
Well, that's what I meant. So the chances are in his favor. I was checking to see if you were listening.
You guys got me so damn confused. I don't know what the hell you're talking about now. Can we go on to the next match, please?
I didn't get my prediction.
Well, what is it?
Finn Balor.
Okay.
I do all
that was easy.
Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar. Doesn't Cody have to win this match?
He's got to.
Right?
Cody wins.
He's got to, then Brock can go away. If he loses, then what do you do? You're not going to have a fourth match.
Can I bring an interesting point up?
Sure.
I looked at Brock's contract.
You did,
and it says that he has to perform 5 times. Okay. So in my mind, with the contract saying that, he's not going to win. Okay. Cody's going to win, and Brock's going to go away again until whatever they decide pay-per-view they want to bring him back at. Have a couple matches.
Yeah, probably Saudi.
Before, so with the kind of contract he's got, he ain't going to win.
Okay, so I think we're all sweeping on Cody. Last match, the Tribal Combat match. Reigns, Jey Uso.
Whoever wins.
That's the most observant thing you have
Thank
ever
you, Captain
said in
Obvious.
200 episodes.
That's it. Whoever wins.
If you ain't here, you're somewhere.
Exactly.
By the way,
beam me up, Scotty.
While John is dishing out the cake, in all sincerity, we want to thank John for all this hard work, and not only TCA but all the shows here at the station.
Absolutely.
He's a king of hearts as far as we're concerned up here, and we want to thank John and Worldwide Digital Broadcasting for allowing us to call this home for us.
Even though
we'll even give you a piece of cake.
Thank you, sir.
Please help yourself.
Don't forget to tip your waiter.
Yeah, don't bet on the 3-legged horse.
He drives the train that makes our show go.
I like that.
But then it goes off the rails.
That was good.
So he drives us off the rails.
Go ahead. You were saying.
I forget. It went right over.
You said whoever wins in Tribal Combat.
Do we see anybody appear in this match?
No.
Outside of the outside of the bloodline or whoever?
No.
Roman said on ESPN that the entire family is going to be in attendance for this match.
That don't mean nothing.
Will Rikishi get involved in this?
That means the Wild Samoans, Rikishi.
Well,
Rock.
Does that mean The Rock?
Hollywood's on strike. He has literally nothing else to do.
Right.
If it's ever going to happen, it's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Does that mean Tamina?
No.
Why not?
Okay, the important members of the Owani family.
Naya.
No.
Dear God, no.
A person who would be perfect to show up.
How about Rock's daughter?
No.
Why not?
I can see The Rock's mom showing up at the Wild Samoans.
Yeah, she'll be like sitting in the crowd.
The obvious one that could have joined but is no longer. She can't make an impact on the match. Trinity. I mean, let's face it. She's not going to. But that would, if she was still with WWE, that would have been a pretty obvious one. Even though Jimmy's not in the match, does Jimmy make an appearance tonight?
He could. I mean, there's
cost Roman or to cost his brother? I mean,
I think it'll cost Jay the match, if anything.
Could be a swerve. Like, I did this for Roman. Like, I was always by your side, cousin. And I never saw anything in Jay.
The perspective that we miss is it's the type of match it is, okay? And out of the family, who's the most senior person in the family now?
I don't know. That's your fucking category.
Well, it's Rock's mom.
Well, would it be Rock's mom or would it be Alpha or Sika?
It would be Rock's mom.
She'd be the matriarch of the family.
What if Rikishi comes out and costs Jay the match?
And here's my thought. She's going to come out in my mind. She's going to come out, and between her and Alpha and Sika, they're the three that are going to set the guidelines for the match. Okay, that Jay and Roman are going to have to follow.
Is that going to take up too much airtime to do all that before the match?
No.
I mean,
Jerry
is that
said it's like no DQ and all this stuff. I don't think they're going to draw it out to that effect.
And once it starts, to me, the referee's getting out of the ring. The two of them are going to go at it until a pin takes place.
You got to win clean. Whoever's going to win has to win on a pin, clean or otherwise. And you got to get a 1, 2, 3.
And I think Roman Reigns is going to win the match. That's my prediction.
I want to see Jay win, but I have a funny feeling Roman's going to somehow retain. There's just too many other outside factors that could play it solo. We didn't even mention his name. You know, will he get involved? I think there's too many ifs.
He'll get involved.
Since I get my prediction, I'm eating my cake.
But there's too many ifs out there in support of helping Roman more so than Jay.
Yeah.
So I think Roman will win, as much as we may hate to see it happen. But
instead of at WrestleMania, could we see Rock and Roman in Saudi?
No.
Then that was a quick no.
No.
You didn't even have to think about that.
No.
Oh no! With enough money thrown at either one of them,
Roman will go anyway. He's been there like 10 million times.
And like you said, if the writer strike's not settled by whenever Saudi Arabia is, have they announced a date yet for Saudi for the next show?
I think it's early November.
Okay, so if the strike's not settled yet, he still has nothing to do. That's what's been great. We've talked about this many times.
Yep.
This bloodline story for what now? 3 years, 2.5, 3, or whatever it is.
2020
has had so many people involved in it. Right? Why not Sami Zayn come out and help Jay win? You know what I'm saying? There's just so many variables in this, which is what makes any matchup regarding the bloodline so intriguing, where it's almost hard to pick a winner because there are too many things you can't predict that could happen in the match, right? I do want to see Jay win, but I have a funny feeling because of all these variables that could help Roman more so than Jay. I think Roman will come out still with the belt.
The iron is hot though right now with Jay, like it was back in February with Sammy. You missed the boat with Sammy.
Right.
Do you miss the boat again with Jay?
But they've also missed the boat with Drew McIntyre at Clash of the Castle, Cody at WrestleMania.
Do they learn from this? How to learn from the mistakes? This guy, Jay is the hardest he'll ever be, just like Sammy and Cody were. You missed the boat with them. Are you going to do it again?
Sure they are.
I mean, it all started with Jay.
They're going to miss the boat.
And it ends tonight.
No.
I don't think Roman loses the belt until WrestleMania 40 to Cody.
Yeah, I don't want to see, like me and him were talking about the other day. I don't want to see Cody again.
Nope.
What does Cody do for us? But after say Roman wins.
Whatever you're about to say, you're fired.
I've been fired so many times, doesn't matter.
We'll just call him Billy Martin.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's see.
Where does Roman go after here? If Roman retains, honestly, where does he go from here? Who's next for him?
Gunther.
He's got 6 brands.
Sheamus.
Do they go with Sheamus?
Johnny Knoxville.
Karrion Kross.
I agree with exactly what you said.
He wants Gunther. You guys want Gunther. I would love to see Gunther.
We
I
have,
think Gunther
we,
goes
have,
with Seth.
we have our guests on the line.
Who?
D'Lo.
D'Lo,
I think, just checked
in. Okay. Let me make the point real quick. With Roman retaining, okay, I see Gunther losing his belt. He's going to be the next one for Roman Reigns.
All right, with that, we're going to stop the conversation right there. We finish our predictions because we have what I think we should call our main event guest.
I hope so.
Right?
Ding, 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 ding.
There we go. Let's bring him in. Hopefully we can get his camera turned on so that we can actually, the audience can see him, if you don't mind there. D'Lo Brown now joins us. Mr. D'Lo, thank you for joining us on episode number 200 and helping us celebrate.
Not yet. I will
Not connected yet.
I will continue.
All right. D'Lo. All right, take that off screen for now. Let's wait to see if we get to see his face pop in there. So a lot can happen with that. So I want to jump, since we're gonna we talked about some of the surprises. I don't want to go too much deeper in that. Let's talk about our own show. What's been your favorite episode in 200 episodes? What are the highlights for you?
It is crazy. It's been 200 episodes already. It seems like the last almost 4 years have flown by.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say definitely one of the highlights for me was having Demolition on the show. So I always grew up like hated those guys going after the Hart Foundation and Legion of Doom and all them, but
I'm watching.
To realize like what good guys they were and everything like that, it was just an honor to have them here.
Okay, Demolition, that's not a bad pick.
My favorite one would be when getting chopped for charity. That was fun.
Yeah.
Getting chopped for charity.
Has your chest finally healed yet?
It's finally healed a year later, yeah.
That's good. Okay, so we got Chops, Demolition.
Mine was one of the Firehouse sub-episodes.
Oh, let me guess.
Go ahead.
With Mr. Otto?
Yes.
OVC?
Yes.
That was a wild show.
That was
I like Subway better.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite.
Also having Tessa Blanchard on, just because she's always been one of my favorite female wrestlers, and
we've been fortunate. You two originals, but for Thomas and I, if I can speak for you, we've been fortunate to have 200 great shows with great guests. And I'm sure we're going to have more guests in the coming years.
Bigger things coming.
Yes. And, again, shout out to Scott, Mr. Hosey. He does a lot for us behind the scenes that we don't even talk about. And sometimes we don't acknowledge because he don't want us to.
Right.
But no, today, Scott, you are missed.
All right, with that, we see a picture here. All right, let's try again here. It is with great pleasure. There he is. We bring in our guest to help us wrap up our 200th episode. He is the great D'Lo Brown. Mr. Brown, how are you, sir?
What's going on, gentlemen? How you doing? Sorry about those technical difficulties.
That's okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. You look like you're driving somewhere. You're cruising.
I am cruising. I just pulled over the side of the road so I can give you guys a quick call and congratulate you on your show here, and then wanted to join in and say hello.
Well, we thank you. Go ahead, Chief.
My vote for the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. We're going to start a petition and a hashtag. D'Lo for Hall of Fame for sure. What an honor it was to meet you at last year's event at Samstown with Scott, and a true gentleman, and we enjoyed our time with you then, and we would be remiss if we didn't ask you to join us for number 200. And we, again, deeply appreciate you taking a few minutes with us. Where are you traveling? Where are you at? Parts unknown?
I'm in beautiful Denver, Colorado right now.
Right on. All right. That's very cool. Doing some business up there, I take it?
Doing some the active pro wrestling, doing some work up here and enjoying the scenery, but on my way to a show tonight. So just enjoying life.
Right on, man. We appreciate it. All right, guys. Matt, take it away. Let's fire some questions, and we'll let them get back on the road.
I was always curious of like all the whole Nation of Domination thing. During the height of it, was there ever like a point you guys thought you guys were in like actual danger, or like the crowd was going to get like completely out of hand?
Not really. I mean, you knew that they disliked us because we were, the heels or the bad guys, but no, I know what it feels like to be really threatened because of my time in Tennessee with the gangsters, so I kind of really know what that feels like.
Yeah.
But no point did I ever feel that the crowd was actually gonna, come over the rails or anything like that at us. They were just, being part of the show.
Yeah. Good. Chief?
Hey, D-Lo, being you're on the road right now, here's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
What's the craziest road story you can tell?
Oh,
that
man.
You can publicly share. Right, exactly.
I'll tell this one time. I think we were in Houston, Texas, and Ahmed Johnson was late for a house show. So instead of just pulling up to the building and saying he was late, he pulled up to the building, and there was a hill out front, and he rolled his car up on the hill and rolled to the side, and then ran the building and said he flipped his car over.
Oh.
That's dedication to the story, I guess.
Wow.
So, he didn't want to be late. He rolled his car instead, though.
Wow. Why am I not surprised for a story like that coming from Ahmed Johnson? I don't know why I'm not surprised. I don't know.
All right. That's good. I like that.
Matt, go ahead.
I was curious, do you have any of the memorabilia from your career, like any of ring worn stuff, like important outfits from matches or?
Yeah, I mean, I got rid of a lot of stuff, but really significant stuff I've kept because I want to give to my children so they can have it. Nice. But I have the what I was wearing in that I won the European Intercontinental title. I have what I was wearing from SummerSlam '98. I have my Mania stuff, and I have my original Nation suit with my original beanie.
Wow. That's good. That's good stuff there, right?
Do you still have a chest protector?
I do not have a chest protector. I sold that off at auction in the Pillman. I think it was Pillman 99. Auctioned it off for a good cause. So
right on. We were just starting to talk about what our favorite 200, what our favorite episode has been for each of us. Matt and I are the two originals. We just realized October will be 4 years that we've actually been on the air, and we're just starting to talk about it. And for me, for a guy a lot like Chief, I started really getting into wrestling in the mid-'70s. He's a few years older than me. And at the height of wrestling, when I really grew my fandom, was during the time when the Nation of Domination and that whole era of pro wrestling really just skyrocketed. Okay. Of course, we know, The Rock came from the Nation, yourself, Mark Henry, Ron Simmons. So for me, meeting you last year at Sam's, now doubling that up with you able to join us on number 200, for me, as a kid who watched these wrestlers. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the guys that have been wrestling the last 15, 20 years. But for me to meet a gentleman like D'Lo Brown and be as cordial to us and be so open to share his stories, to me right now, my favorite episode was last year when we first met him at Sam's, coupled by this one, because here's a guy that's a true legend that I watched on TV. The shaking of the head coming down to the ring. I don't know how your head stayed on. That's how bobbleheads must have started that way, I think.
Yeah,
but for me,
it's a magic trick.
No, it's sure it is. I'm sure it is. That's my answer to that question. Is
the amount of times in school that we either did the DX shop or the "you better recognize."
I hope did you get the head shake patented? By the way,
no, I didn't. I wish I had a nickel for every time someone told me a story when they were in school and they would shake their head at their teacher or strut down the hall when they were told they had to do something. I wish I had a nickel for every time. I'd be Bill Gates would have nothing on me.
Exactly. Now I understand. It looks like Chief Matt is getting something out of a bag over here. What do you have there, boss?
How is it like? How does it feel like after all the years you've been doing this, and in 2023 they're still coming out with action figures?
Let me hold out pivot on here in the one shot.
These are just coming out in Targets, and this is one of the coolest figures they have come out with in a hot while.
Yeah, man. I got to tell you,
Brown figure.
It's an amazing feeling that. I haven't been on WWE TV since 2009, and here in 2023, they're producing an elite action figure for me. That's it's awe-inspiring, it's humbling, and I'm just extremely blessed to still be in the in the conscience of the wrestling public, and I'm honored. I have no words for it.
You even got the chase figure of that thing too.
Yes, I got, and that makes it even better because I was putting the line in and they told me I was going to get the chase
figure?
No.
No bobblehead.
No bobblehead. But what's interesting is the gear they have you in is what you just talked about, right? Your chest protector, the beanie, the whole thing. I think it's wonderful because performers like you, and every sport has this, the people that we look at in history that can teach us something, baseball, they talk about, football, basketball. You are a true legend that needs to be continued and kept in the forefront of professional wrestling on all levels today because of how successful you were and are still, obviously, like you said, here you are in 2023, you have an action figure coming out. There's no question that you should be honored with something like this. With the ultimate honor still
Hall of Fame.
That's
Hall
right.
of Fame, baby.
That's right. Maybe it's foreshadowing. WWE's coming out with this.
Hall of Fame.
It would be an honor to be in the Hall of Fame. I think I'm in the Hall of Very Good. I think I was surrounded by a lot of Hall of Famers. So if it would ever happen, it'd be an honor.
Who would you want to induct you?
Ooh.
Ron Simmons.
Good choice.
Damn. I was gonna say, how he'd end the speech or just come out and say that, right? Just come out. Now inducting D'Lo Brown, Ron Simmons just comes out. Bam! And then that's
that'd
it.
be it.
No, that's all you need.
Well, I would probably be crying too much to be able to talk for an acceptance speech. So, but yeah, if I could have anybody, it'd be Ron.
Fellas, we're going to be fortunate. The end of the month, August, either the 26th or 27th, D'Lo, I believe you're going to be doing the sports card collectible and card show out here at Sam's Town.
Yeah, I believe it's the 27th. I've got to see what the impact schedule is. I know one of the days I'm flying in, I'm going to land right in McCarran and drive right over. Oh wait, it's Harry Reid now. Sorry,
it's okay.
That's okay. We know what you're talking about, bro. Anyway,
we're politically incorrect.
Gotcha. Anyway, when I do see you, the figure that we do have here, I'm going to bring to you and graciously ask you and slip you some money in your hand to autograph that figure for me.
For you wouldn't have to slip any money. I'd be honored to autograph that for you right in front of you and hand it back to you. I'd be honored.
Well, that's great.
You know I love you, man.
Nothing but love for you too, dog.
Good, Matt, let's ask one final question so we can let him back on the road.
Just so you get back on the road, I always have the same question for everybody at the end. Who's your Mount Rushmore of wrestling?
And, I've been asked that a few times, and my answer is there are so many great competitors, male and females. It would be a disrespect to everyone else to try to name four. It would be a disrespect to everyone else because it depends. Who's your favorite showstopper? Who's your favorite high flyer? Who's your favorite in-ring, technician? Who's your best character? It is so hard. And then it devolves down to, well, these are the four guys that made the most money. Sometimes the four guys that made the most money aren't the four guys that are the most important. So,
interesting.
It would be hard to just narrow it down to four people.
So I want to change that question, and I want to ask it an easier one. What is your favorite wrestling broadcast show then?
Hey, well, I'm on episode 200 right now.
There you go. All right.
I like his answers.
Exactly.
I got one.
D'Lo Brown for the win, please.
I got one last question.
Yes.
Okay.
If you ever got into the ring for one more match,
yeah,
who would it be with?
Oh.
Doesn't have to be anybody from that Mount Rushmore.
I'll get in the ring with you if you want to.
No,
I'll take you on and you'll win.
You don't gotta wear chest protector, just shin protectors.
Okay, so the wrestler answer in me is I want to be in the ring with Roman Reigns because that would be the main event and you get paid the most money. The fan in me says I would have always loved to wrestle Shawn Michaels and I never got a chance to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we really haven't seen D'Lo do the head bobble shake regularly, right?
And
I'm not going to ask him to do it behind the wheel while he's in his car. He's always pulled over on the side. But the day he's inducted, I fully expect him to walk out and do the head bob when he comes to the podium.
If I'm bestowed the honor to be in the Hall of Fame, it'll be full on entrance ring strut down. I mean, you wouldn't be able to contain me. My head might indeed fall off that night. You couldn't contain me.
Well, when that happens, you can count on 4 people that'll be there to support you for sure.
And I'll be there to film it.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
All right, D'Lo, we'll let you get back on the road.
D'Lo.
Thank you for topping off our 200th episode. Drive safe. And
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you at the end of the month.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me on episode 200. It's an honor. I feel fortunate to have met you guys, and I consider you guys friends going forward. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, D'Lo. Much love.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Be safe.
Thank you. You too. The great D'Lo Brown, Hall of Famer in our minds, regardless of what hasn't officially happened.
I would officially like to change my mind of the favorite episode of the
Exactly.
Pretty good, man.
All right, we have about 15 minutes left in the show. John?
Yeah, you didn't ask me what my favorite episode was.
We're going to take a break.
Has it happened yet?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
My favorite episode was
I'm
the first episode in January of 2023, which I think was episode number 164.
Okay.
It was a hell of a train wreck, but it was a lot of fun.
Again with the trains. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. What are you trying? Oh, my God. All right. You want to take a quick break?
Yeah.
Now let's go to the top. It's quarter up. Can you handle it? Or you got to go pee?
No, we're good.
You can do
Let's
it.
go.
All right. Ask the trivia question. We're going to open up the phones, and then we're going to go to something new for this show. What's the trivia question? Ask again, please.
What match did Undertaker and Mankind have at SummerSlam 1996?
702-992-3207. The first caller, not message in the chat room, no YouTube message. You must call in, 702-992-3207. JSA certified. Picture of Jake the Snake Roberts. Give us that answer, first caller. And now it is on for It Happened on This Day in Wrestling. Mr. Chief, take it away.
Anyway, I'm not doing my Chiefs rant today, but I am doing the Chiefs history today. 1949, Don McIntyre won the Southern Heavyweight title from Tom Mahoney in Atlanta, Georgia.
In relation to Drew?
Might be.
I remember that.
Might be. 1965.
Chief was 40 when this happened.
1965 at Memorial Hall in Kansas City. Mongolian Stopper beat Bob Geigel 2-1. Bob Brown beat Jerry Miller by TQ. Pat O'Connor beat Jim Grabmeyer, and Ox Baker beat Johnny Ramirez. In Chicago in 1966, AWA, Mad Dog Vachon beat the Crusher on a third fall DQ. The Assassin and Big K beat Wilbur Snyder and Vern Gagne in 2 falls. And Killer Kowalski beat Guy Mitchell.
Finally a name I know.
1969, Hiro Matsuda and the Missouri Mauler defeated Cyclone Negron and Jack Briscoe for the NWA Florida Tag Team title in Tampa.
Only 2?
In 1972, in Minneapolis, AWA Tag Team champs Nick Bockwinkel and Ray Stevens beat Billy Robinson and Wahoo McDaniel by countout. Ivan Koloff beat Ramon Torres, and Don Morocco beat the Big K. 1976, Kansas City, Terry Funk retained NWA championship against Harley Race. 1986, Maida and Keto defeated Fujinami and Kimura to win the IWGP Tag Team titles in Tokyo. 1988, Iceman King Parsons defeated Kerry Von Erich, subbing for Kevin to win the World Class Texas Heavyweight title in Dallas. This is an interesting one. Seriously. Suzuki beat Ultimo Dragon to unify 8 separate junior heavyweight titles into one J Crown Championship. 8 titles.
8.
2010.
That's more than 7.
During a TNA Impact broadcast, Taylor Wilde and Hamada defeated the Beautiful People to win the TNA Knockouts tag team titles. So there's a little bit of history from 1949 forward. Folks.
Right on. That's wonderful. And now we can add to that our 200th episode on August 5th in 2023. All right.
Did I do okay?
You did very good.
All right.
Even better than the historian should have done.
All right.
But good job. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
That's you, pig.
That was all right. Before we start wrapping up, by the way, do you have the little dance video that we showed Thursday night available, sir?
No.
Can you dig that up? Which I asked you to have ready for today on Thursday. But that's a yes, I did. Anyway, question came up from YouTube that came in there while Chief was doing it. What are our thoughts on, if we care to
Hey, good
choose
morning,
them,
Ryan.
regarding Vince McMahon being back in the news recently with his subpoenas and all that other stuff? Any thoughts on it? Guys, I'll open it up. Whoever wants to jump in first.
Not surprised. If they're going after the former president with this stuff, it's anybody's game.
Okay.
I wonder what the search warrant and stuff was for. They haven't really released anything.
No, they haven't. But it's in connection to the $14 million or so that he had to pay people off, they said,
Probably
right?
bank records and everything.
Probably.
Chief?
I think I gave my answer earlier. You know, a lot of us have problems in the world today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Matt said it back best. There's a lot of snowflakes in the world. And
1000% fact.
We of us that get the help we need to get our problems handled become better.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say it this way. Evidently, Mr. McMahon, this has been going on for some time. And some people may have turned the other cheek, so to speak. But I think now it's catching up with him. And to get subpoenaed.
Right. That's a big issue. That's a big
to get
to-do.
subpoenaed.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at
So
that.
I'm wondering now, if he gets indicted, how will that affect the Endeavor deal?
How far away from it actually being done is it? I thought it was
Like October. It said by the end of the year it'll be like
Let me ask this.
It'll be inked.
Could Stephanie come back into the picture? If Vince has to step away, could Stephanie come back into the picture and take the company back over?
In my opinion, only if it was definitive. If
I don't
there's
think
any
it'll
chance-
do anything because even if like all these indictments come, the Hall of Famer is still projected to be like one of the nominees for president. So I don't think it'll have much effect on WWE if it's not
Okay.
going to have much effect on him.
We don't know what the outcomes are going to be.
I
yet.
think
And
I think if it's a permanent change,
Right.
for whatever the reason, it's like Vince is and whatever, and he can never come back to bless you. You can never come back. Then maybe Stephanie doesn't want to be an interim.
She doesn't.
I think she was caught off guard when Vince came back the first time and
so I
decided
don't
to
think
step
she
away
wants-
again.
I don't think she wants to be around her father.
Right. And I think if it's a permanent change, I think we have a different story going that she could come back. If she doesn't, then you got Triple H, you got Khan, does Shawn Michaels get elevated because of what he's been able to do with NXT? Who knows? But I think it's a black eye again to WWE / now Endeavor.
I don't think it'll ever be a permanent move until Vince dies because no matter
funny
what
shit.
position he's in, he'll figure out a way to come back.
You know, here's one interesting point that we forgot.
Go ahead.
Linda McMahon was part of the former president's cabinet.
Yeah, you're right. What role could she possibly play in that?
I don't know.
All right. I think we have a caller calling in here. As soon as John gives us the okie dokie that we can, we're good.
We have a caller on the line.
I love our screening process. Thank you, caller. Who's this, please? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Ratclaw in Florida.
Hey, Florida checking in again. Thank you for joining
How you
us.
doing, Chief?
What's up? What's up?
Not much, man. Getting rained on here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, keep it there. Are you
Bring it here.
Are you calling in for our trivia question, sir?
Yeah, was it the Boiler Room Brawl?
Correct.
It was the Boiler Room Brawl.
Ding, ding, ding.
Excellent. You are the winner of the JSA certified Jake the Snake Roberts autograph picture.
And you must pick it up in person.
And you must pick it up in person. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. Are you connected with us? What I would ask you to do, let's do it this way. Since we are on Facebook, go to the show page, send us a private message with your mailing information, and then we'll ship this out to you, okay?
No, I don't have Facebook.
Okay. You don't have Facebook. What other way?
Are you watching through YouTube then?
Have your guy just take down my address.
Can you do that off air, John?
I'll
Okay, very good. John will pick up the call, get your mailing address, and we'll get it out to you. Thank you for calling. We appreciate it. Keep listening.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Love you, brother.
Thank you so much. All right, John, take us off so you can get that. All right, there you go. Under the wire, we get a winner for the Jake the Snake Roberts picture.
There you go.
How's he watching?
One of the Florida boys.
But remember, we also have our downloadable apps that people can listen to also. All right, so that's good stuff. All right, so we have a couple of minutes left, and now that John is on the phone getting that address,
We can do whatever we want.
I had something queued up because maybe he'll find it when he's done if he hasn't. This past week, we lost an entertainer, 70 years young from cancer, 6 years battling cancer, was not publicly known, but Pee Wee Herman passed away. Paul Rubin passed away at the age of 70. Regardless of what most people may remember him for, and that was the incident in the adult theater, we'll just leave it at that.
Touch myself.
That's right. He had from an acting career as Pee Wee for kids and the adult version. His roles in movies, I mean, people may or may not remember. He played the Penguin's father, Danny DeVito's father, in the Penguin in that Batman movie.
He did in Gotham, too.
He did in Gotham as well.
Really? Wow.
I don't think Pee Wee's really ever gotten his just due as a solid performer because of that one incident. I think people kind of went, "Oh boy," you know. So, what's your thoughts on Pee Wee? I mean, if you have any, it's
I don't know. I just remember his show. That's all I really remember.
Okay.
I remember watching Pee Wee's Big Adventure as a kid.
The bicycle.
Right.
That's what I remember.
Right. And that's the one that he was chasing throughout that movie. Gets in the truck, tell him large marks.
Didn't he wear suits?
He had a gray, tight-fitting flood gray suit.
Okay.
Red bow tie.
Yep.
White patent leather platform shoes. Yes. Which, if we have it, I asked John, we did this on Thursday with the round table. I asked him to pull the clip from the movie where he's up on the bar dancing to Tequila, which I think when you hear the song Tequila, just about, I know I do it.
That's
can't
the best
help.
karaoke song ever.
Exactly. And you go into the motions that Pee Wee does when he's up on the bar. You can't help it, you know? Right. I think he'll be missed. You have it? All right. So here's what we're going to do. Let's
what are we going to do?
Let's play it on the way out. So give us another minute or two, then we'll roll that on the way out.
I'll tell you one that touched my heart.
Yes, sir.
This past week.
Yes.
Adrian Street.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry that Adrian Street, yes.
Passed away.
That. 82.
Adrian and Miss Linda.
Yes.
I remember them down in the Memphis territory, in the Florida territory. Mm-hmm. They could light it up, man.
Sure.
One of the best heels there was. Mm-hmm. And I think a wrestler before his time in some aspects. So.
Absolutely. Another one that'll be missed. 82.
Yes.
Another one from the world of pro wrestling. All right. Let's start wrapping up. Final thoughts. We're going to then play our little tribute to Pee Wee on the way out. So what you got for us as we say goodbye?
Everybody have a good, safe week. Thank you for 200 episodes. It's been a crazy journey. Can't wait for more. Enjoy SummerSlam tonight. Can't wait to talk to everybody about it.
There you go.
Everyone be safe. Thank you guys for allowing me to be on the show. And just be safe, everybody.
Chiefy.
200's come, 200's gone. On to the next 200 and forward. Everybody have a good week from the Chief.
Very good. ThoughtsCountAnywhere.com. Go to the shop tab. You too can have one of our original T-shirts we have on here.
Stay hydrated.
You can go to ThoughtsCountAnywhere.com under the shop tab, and you get one of our original T-shirts showing the year that we were established in 2019. October,
I got that.
It will officially be 4 years that we've been on the air, and we've accumulated 200 shows together, and it's a great opportunity as fans to talk about pro wrestling.
I got that shirt.
I know you do. Yeah, but
200 came, and so did Pee Wee Herman.
It looks better on you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Johnny Knoxville.
ThoughtsCountAnywhere.com. Shop tab. You can order them now. I don't know. Like 200 shows when I put up with this. I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad to do it.
Hey.
All right, coming up in 1 hour. Make sure you join me for Aaron's Hour. We got two young men coming on. Our good friend Riley, our protege, as I like to call him, he's coming on. We always talk about getting ready for school. teachers and everything else. But we're going to get his perspective as a young student for getting ready. And a good friend, Justin Buma, who's 8 years old, but he is the youngest founder of a nonprofit called Heroes and Hearts. And he's going to come on to talk about his fundraiser to help him go to South Africa to help youth there, called Rock, Paper, Scissors, coming up at the end of August as well. Please join in. Two young individuals that when they continue to grow older and get to our age, they will make an impact on this life.
Talk about school on your program coming up.
Yes. Here in Las Vegas, school starts on Monday, so be aware of School Zone starting again. With that, thank everybody for watching. Join me in 1 hour. As always, be kind to each other. Why? We're all we have. Enjoy this as we salute Pee Wee Herman on the way out.